You know, back when Meghan Markle had that podcast for Spotify, there were all sorts of reasons, weren't there, that he didn't work, you know. And then spectacularly, of course, bosses came out and said there were talentless grifters, all that sort of stuff. I did think that was uncalled for. I mean, the fact that, you know, you could just fire people, but you don't necessarily need to go on record. I suppose the other side of the coin, though, is they'd lost millions of pounds. But as I said to you before, my take on that was, why would you give millions of pounds without testing the water, even making a pilot? I mean, I work in television across all levels of media, and you never do anything really without making a pilot. Everybody cribs it, tells you what's wrong with it, and suddenly, you know, if you're lucky, you're still clutching hold of a job. You get the picture. But now, as we know, Meghan herself was really struggling to get certain guests. But could this truly now be the real reason why the mega pop star Taylor Swift really backed off the opportunity to appear alongside the Duchess of Sussex on Archetypes? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. We'll have a quick wave. Not bad weather, is it? I'm grabbing out here, but it's still nice, you know, and still light. Thank you. Also, we're still getting comments about the brilliant Coco video. Coco from Canada turning into a bigger star than me. He's got good taste, though. That's all I think. If he can be bothered to watch this every day, honestly, I mean, yes, what determination has that pooch got, you know? But back as ever to your breaking roll story of the day. You know, everybody was sort of looking for the big names, particularly Spotify, when Meghan Markle decided to go with her podcast. You know, they thought they were going to get some stellar names. And when you think about it, you know, over here, the Duchess of York's daughter started a podcast and started with a former British Prime Minister. Way to go. Those are the sort of things you want. Create headlines, a topic that everybody's kind of interested in, but more also, how are you as an interviewer? Now, as you know, what came out was the fact that one of the biggest pop stars on the planet right now was Taylor Swift, and apparently she snubbed the opportunity to appear on the Duchess of Sussex podcast, Archetypes. But you see, as ever, as we know, there were certain producers who said that she wasn't present when certain interviews are going, voices were added in later, all sorts of controversy surrounding the mess that was Meghan Markle's debut as a podcaster. But according to a very well-placed source, there was a reason why, of course, Taylor Swift decided to back out very hastily. And it's all really to do with a political stance. You see, a couple of years ago, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, and it's documented in print, Taylor Swift offered support for Black Lives Matter on social media platforms, quickly deciding, of course, that this was the in thing to do, as all celebrities do. The backlash ensued, and then a couple of years down the line, she realised exactly what a money-making scam project that was. According to that very well-placed source, Meghan Markle planned to ask about the association and her thoughts about Black Lives Matter. This was something clearly that she wasn't ready to revisit. Hence the reason that was a shutdown and a very firm no. Now, there's a couple of ways around that. A professional broadcaster would simply say, would this be possible to bring it up? Here are the boundaries. But of course, she never really got that close. And apparently now, Taylor Swift and her team have no intention of reconnecting in any form in the future. Now, you can take it on both sides. Some might say Taylor was stupid to get involved without really the backing or the knowledge that followed in a couple of years. And of course, Meghan Markle's team should have been a little bit more, shall we say, easygoing to lure Taylor in for an interview. After all, her recent movie, based on her best-selling tour, has become a phenomenal success. She could have got good ratings, but as ever, whoever was around them, or indeed whether it's Meghan herself, she blew the opportunity of a lifetime to make sure one podcast at least could have made some money. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.